Welcome to Business Brief for today, August the 4th, 2026. Now, let's take a look at Delta State, which has now unveiled a $100 million Viability Gap Fund, equivalent to about 133 billion naira, in a move aimed at attracting more private investment and accelerating economic growth. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori announced the initiative at the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, describing the fund as a strategic tool to de-risk major investment projects and boost investor confidence. Now, the fund is designed to bridge financing gaps for strategic projects, making them more attractive to local and foreign investors. Governor Oborevwori said the initiative will help connect investment opportunities with capital, unlock Delta State economic potential, and ensure that viable projects move from concept to execution.
To announce that the government has set aside $100 million, approximately 133.8 billion, as viability gap funding to de-risk new investments in the states.
Now, if successfully implemented, the investment fund could attract more businesses to Delta State, create jobs, improve infrastructure, and expand economic opportunities for residents. Analysts, though, say reducing the financial risk associated with major projects would encourage more private capital to flow into the state, supporting long-term economic growth and diversification. Nigeria generated an estimated 24.02 trillion naira from crude oil exports in first 6 months of 2026. Now, as stronger international crude prices boosted the value of the country's oil shipments despite ongoing concerns over domestic refinery feedstock. Now, data shows the country exported about 182.2 million barrels of crude oil valued at approximately $17.6 billion during the period. Now, figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria indicate that the country produced about 263.65 million barrels of crude oil between January and June, with an estimated market value of $25.141 billion, or about 34.69 trillion naira. The export earnings were driven largely by elevated global oil prices, even as local refiners, continue to raise concerns over access to adequate crude supply. Analysts say the figures highlight Nigeria's continued dependence on crude oil for foreign exchange earnings and government revenue. They note that while higher international prices have strengthened, export receipts, resolving domestic crude supply constraints remain critical to supporting local refining and maximizing value within the country's petroleum sector. Higher crude export earnings could strengthen Nigeria's foreign exchange reserve and improve government revenues, providing more resources for infrastructure and public services. However, economists say ordinary Nigerians are likely to feel the benefits unless increased oil earnings translate into improved power supply. And that is better roads, job creation, and greater investment in the domestic economy. Now, the World Trade Organization Director-General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has urged Delta State to position itself as a leading marine logistics and ship repair hub, saying the state coastline port's strategic location could transform it into a major industrial and trade gateway while creating jobs for thousands of young Nigerians. She made the remarks during the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit in Asaba yesterday. Okonjo-Iweala said Delta has the natural advantages to attract investment in ship repairs, marine services, manufacturing, and logistics, but stressed that the state must improve infrastructure, lower trade costs, and create an enabling business environment to compete for global investment. She noted that strengthening these sectors could position Delta as a key player in regional and international trade.
State seaports, export terminals, and commercial centers provide a base for port services, ship repair, and marine logistics. The question is, what investment is needed in these ports or marine services to enable Delta State to take better advantage of this natural endowment. So this is the kind of development that would make for very good jobs for our young people. Turn Delta State into a marine logistics hub. So that's the other request I have for you. Turn it into a marine logistics and
Turn Delta State into a marine logistic hub. The words of Dr. Okonjo-Iweala.